Well, hello everyone to this new moon alignment. I'm recording this a little bit less than a week before the actual new moon in Virgo that is coming for the 23rd of August. And yeah, so this is what we're going to be dealing with today, the new moon in Virgo. Before I jump into the information for the new moon, I just wanted to give you a quick update for the last full moon in Aquarius. So I had posted the alignment from the desert where we were having a retreat. So now we're all back from the retreat with the ladies that were with me. I'll just give you a quick update on that and then move on. It was a really, I want to share with you that it was a really potent activation. We worked with redefining the five elements within us, the five geometries that hold all realities. And by that, redefining or contributing to reprogram and redefine the DNA, the four bases plus one of the DNA that holds the new humanity. So the work was sustained by phosphorus, which is the backbone of DNA, and we were in Morocco, which holds 70% of the world reserve of phosphorus. So it was a territory that was extremely potent for the work that we were doing. And we truly had the potent response from the elements, which was a great confirmation and a great reward for all the work that we did. So, yeah, and we did our final activation on the 4th of August, the first day of the new year, of the Atlantean New Year. Once we've worked with all the elements during the days out of time, we ended up with a final activation, which once again didn't deceive. It was really, really potent as well. And we received for everyone, but also individually a lot. So yeah, you can get in touch with me if you want more details, but I just wanted to share with you the end of that retreat. So now we're back to a different reality, at least for those of us who were in the retreat, and hopefully we're sharing those new frequencies um, through our being, really. Now, let's speak about this new moon. So, as you know by now, new moons are about new beginnings. And this one is extremely focused on those new beginnings, and we'll see exactly how. So, when I say new beginnings, it means this is the time to seed something new in your life, to seed new intention, to start new projects, new relationships, anything that is, yeah, a seed for something in the future that you your attention to. This new moon is very special because it's a black moon. A black moon happens in two instances. It's either when we have two new moons in the same month. Normally, we have one new moon and one full moon in any regular month. So it happens either when we have two new moons in the same month or four new moons in a season. Sometimes it's not necessarily in the same month, but it can spread over a season. And this is what we're experimenting right now. We're having two new moons, both in Virgo, in the season of summer. We're having this one on the 23rd of August, and the next one just before the end of the season on the 21st of September, which is also the eclipse, the solar eclipse. So it means that is a special moment. This type of new moon or black moon happens every 33 months, so it's not super rare, but it is unusual enough to worth mentioning it. So this will give us a first opportunity to work on the themes that are carried by Virgo and to revise that again under the intensity of the solar eclipse in a month from now. So we'll have a lot of work to do with how we embody the change that we want to create and everything that is related to our day-to-day routines, which will go in the details of that in a moment. So this moon happens at 0 degrees 23 of Virgo, and the next one will happen at the last degree of Virgo. It happens at, let me check, 6:06 Universal Time in the morning, so 6 in the morning and 6 minutes Universal Time. And as I said, 23rd of August, next Saturday. Let's look at the archetype of Virgo. I really like to look at the archetype of the moon because it really sets the scene of the work that we need to do. So Virgo is about daily habits, it's about rituals, it's about health. It speaks about what we do to maintain this flame of the spirit alive and luminous in our lives. It's how we take care of the temple in a literal way, but also in a figurative sense, meaning how we take care of our body, which is our temple. Virgo is also the sign of service to others. And by taking care of the flame in the temple, we take care of the divine light, if you want, but we also honor and serve that light in the name of all. So it's not only taking care of our own temple, ourself, the structures that hold our own existence, our body, our soul, our mind, but also all the actions that we can do to help others achieve what they need to do. Virgo is the emotional aspect of the Trinity of Earth, composed of Taurus for the physical aspect, Virgo then for the emotional, and Capricorn for the spiritual aspect of Earth. The mantra of Virgo is I analyze, and you will see as well how very useful that mantra is going to be for the work that we need to do with this moon. And that takes me to another very important aspect of Virgo. It's polarity. The polarity of Virgo is its opposite sign, Pisces. And together, they embody a very important axis of the zodiac, which is the axis of incarnation. From Pisces, the primordial waters, from which the spark of consciousness emerges into Aries and is going to go through the entire zodiac in it experiencing its incarnation before it comes back to Pisces with the lessons learned in the incarnation. So this axis is the one that starts in Pisces, the primordial ocean, into Virgo, which is the maximum embodiment of the being. Is the maximum 3D-ness that we can have in the cycle of incarnation. And it's a very sacred axis for that reason. And it is the axis on which the masters gather during one of the very important full moons of the year, which is the full moon in Vesak, that usually happens in May, depending on the years, but it usually happens in May. So, because of this deep sense of incarnation that is held by Virgo, one of its attributes and one of its missions, let's say, or one of its roles of the archetype of Virgo, it's its ability to understand the challenges of life, to analyze them so that it can take the learnings from that and feed that into the path. So this is one of the works or exercises that we will be doing, not in this session, but I will leave a few prompts for you to work with this moon properly. So that's a very important aspect of Virgo. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So it's going to ask us to be very attentive to details, the small things in our lives, the rituals, the routines, how we organize our day, all the little actions that we almost forget to pay attention to. So Virgo is going to ask us to examine that once again in the light of all the other information that is present in the sky right now through the zodiac. Virgo rules the integumentary system, which is our skin, essentially, that provides a barrier between the inside and the outside, that provides the sensory information about our environment, and it also helps maintain our temperature constant. So that's very related to the sense of discernment, uh, separation, what is belongs to a place and what is not. The order, it really it's really relates to keeping things in order. That's a very Virgo mindset. So let's look at the aspects and what else is happening in the sky in relation to this new moon. The first important aspect is the connection of Uranus to the new moon. It's a square between Uranus in Gemini and this new moon in Virgo. This, if there was a title, it would be The Wind of Change. Uranus connecting in that way is asking for radical changes in our daily routines, our daily habits, the way we look after ourselves. It's a very strong wing that is asking us to re-examine everything that we do, how we do it, why we do it, what are my skills, how am I using space, how am I managing my time, my days, my months. Am I using my abilities to their best? You know, really reviewing everything that we do on a daily basis. And I would really recommend that you just sit down and take a pen and paper and just analyze all of that and revise. This doesn't mean change things. It means check that what you do serves what you are going towards, or what you are and serves your goals, your purposes. I will leave a series of prompts in my Telegram channel and in the Lighthouse, the community where I share things, transmissions, exercises, whatever I find interesting. So I'll be sharing a detailed list of questions that you can ask yourself in relation to this moon. So we have that Uranus connecting to the new moon, and we have Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, that is currently in Leo, sign of sovereignty, that is emphasizing that other aspect of Virgo, which is to look after our own flame. So Leo is a sign of sovereignty, the one that speaks about the divine flame that we hold inside of us and that we are here to express according to the design that we chose to incarnate with. So here, Mercury being there hints at the angle through which we should do this analysis, which is the angle of sovereignty and shining our light through our daily habits and routines. We have another very interesting aspect in this moon, which is a finger of God or a finger of fate, or it's also called a yod, which is a geometry that forms a pointy triangle between three heavenly bodies. And here, interestingly enough, it's three couples, it's three pairs of heavenly bodies. So we have the Neptune-Saturn conjunction at the beginning of Aries, which has been, very active and is still like bringing a lot of information to the sky and to all of these moon cycles that we're looking at together on this channel. So we have Neptune and Saturn on the one hand. So, and that speaks about initiating, they are in Aries, the materialization, Saturn, of the dream or the new future we want to create, Neptune. So that's one of the themes of this triangle, and we'll see how it will get resolution. In a sextile, which is a 60-degree aspect, so if we have a triangle, so that's the base, the other point or the vertex of the base of that triangle, we have Pluto that is still conjunct Altair. It has been for a while, and it still be, because it's Altair is a fixed star and Pluto is very slow, so it will still be hanging around Altair. And these two planets, especially Pluto, speaks about the collective structures and thought patterns that need to go. Pluto is Shiva in a certain way, the one that wants to burn down things for the sake of changing and taking everything that no longer serves and, transmute that into a new elevated version of that. So that pair of planets, Pluto and Altair, speaks about the collective structures, patterns that we need to let go of and the ones we need to put in place from where? From our vision into the future that is being cooked by Neptune and Saturn in Aries. And that vision of the future is held by the new age of Aquarius, Pluto being in Aquarius and Altair being the planet by excellence, or the master star by excellence of the new age of Aquarius. So it's really keeping in mind that what we want to create, the new reality we want to create, is in the context of the archetype of Aquarius that is opening up before us. So that's reinforcing the previous message of Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And both are pointing towards the new moon. And that point means where we are seeking resolution of what I just said. And the resolution needs to happen in our daily habits, in a very concrete, practical shifts in our day-to-day actions, from the single action that you take to the routines that you create to support your daily life or to structure your day. That's a very key information because this is the beginning of embodying the change. And Virgo is very methodical, very patient, very at service. So for sure we will make mistakes, etc. But this moon is saying this is the time where we can start implementing this, which is also a fantastic opportunity because change can happen now. This is also the other message that it says. We don't need like complicated plans. We can start implementing little things right now and step by step build that vision. So this moon for me speaks about a certain number of key concepts. The first one is discernment. The finger of God that I just spoke about, that pointed triangle, and the aspect to Uranus, which is also the ruler of Aquarius, is something that requires vision, which means to have a very clear vision where I want to go and to have the discernment to do the detailed work, to be precise, to make concrete changes, and to embody all the systemic changes, the bigger ones that we want to see, to start embodying them now. Everything that is Pluto is requiring, and entering the new age of Aquarius is requiring, all of that can take form now in our day-to-day, in our individual lives, really. And that's huge, because that reinforces the fact that every one of us not only can make change to our own lives, but by the changes we're making with that vision, we change the everything. We change the entire planet, humanity, community, family, whatever group that is around you, and then the next concentric circle, and the next circle, and next circle, until we reach everyone. The second important concept and notion that is embedded in that moon is the sense of responsibility. There's a sense of responsibility that is being awakened here in a very clear way, in the sense that we are being asked to embody that change that is coming and to integrate it at our most individual level, remembering our sovereign nature, our divine nature that we hold within. And that is a responsibility. It means remembering that whatever the struggles we face, inside we have that flame of the divine to tend to. And that leads me to my next point and the other key aspect of Virgo, which is service. Virgo, through its deep connection to earth and to healing, holds really the energy of ancient wisdom, shamanism, and in that it, it, it touches on our responsibility and service to earth and humanity. And in that, remember that in fact, we are earth. We are a fractal of earth. We're not living on earth. We are part of earth. And we'll see in the meditation today how we can convert into earth and to embody all that wisdom, all that service, or that very deep love that Virgo holds for Mother Earth, but for everyone else as well. And the concept of service is really very present in this moon because of all the pull from the outer planets that speak about the collective rather than the individual. So it not only reminds us of our sovereignty, but how to use that sovereignty in service for ourselves first, because we are one element of the whole, but also of service to all the humanity. Yeah, and it's our responsibility as well to take responsibility for who we are. That's also another aspect through which we can see that responsibility. By changing ourselves, we hold ourselves accountable for embodying our vision. You know, it's the opposite of the sense of victimhood that sometimes can be carried by the other polarity of Virgo, by Pisces, that things happen to us. Virgo also, in this new moon, reminds us that we have the means, we can take responsibility of our life and change it according to what we desire. So how to work with this moon? I would say the first thing is to recognize that flame, that divine flame within, and by that and with that, surrender to your passion and inspiration. At the end of the day, this is where the vision is born from. This is what inspires us, the divine part in us that is here in our heart. So this is the moment to honor the new that wants to be created, to surrender to that inner movement, to all the things that you feel like make your heart sing, that make your soul want to dance, like to listen to that, to surrender to it and honor it. And to give it shape, to give it a, to make it real, to manifest it, by manifest it, I mean to act on it. That's more precise, rather. Like to take the first step towards that makes your heart sing. The next thing that we need to do to work with this moon is to have faith, to take that leap of faith. The polarity of, as I said, of Virgo is Pisces, and the mantra for Pisces is I believe. So it speaks about your faith. And here it is related to the faith we put in taking the first step towards the unknown, towards something that might feel scary, that might feel inaccessible, it can be like a very old desire or project that you never felt comfortable acting on. And this moon is reminding us that for everything that we want to achieve, we need that leap of faith to take at least the first step, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next, until we reach the materialization of that which we had elected as our project and as the fulfillment of our inspiration. And to do that, it's in the day-to-day life. It's like taking care of something very precious in the daily, in your daily routines, in your daily life. And that's how we serve the light. We can serve the light by serving a fire in a temple in its most ancient way. But the equivalent of that in our own temple is serving that light of inspiration, of the divine inspiration that, that just opens your heart. And this doesn't mean that it will come without challenges. Actually, on the contrary, Virgo is also the sign of challenges, only because it's through challenges that we grow. It's through challenges that we evolve. And Virgo has the perfect tool for that, which is I analyze. So whatever challenge that I encounter in my path towards making real that desire, achieving it in my reality, then whenever I meet that challenge, my job from the Virgo perspective is to understand how that feeds my next step, my evolution. So despite its very, let's say, maybe stern a little bit, maybe kind of demanding a little bit as well. This moon is a little bit demanding. It's still a very, very loving moon because it's connecting us to our deep relation to Earth, how we are Earth, how whatever we do is has a dimension of service to the origin, to the initial spark, to the divine flame, but also to others and to Earth where we are. And all of that ushering us towards evolution. So, yeah, so this is for this moon. In summary, I would say it's about bringing consciousness to our day-to-day, like focused attention to our day-to-day. Keep the eyes on the dream, the next chapter for you, your big project that you really, want to achieve, your deepest desires and passions, all of these as magnets for the reality that pull you forward. It's a moment to do the work, like to just go for it. In a detailed, Virgo is a very dedicated worker, so this is the time to actually just sit and do the work for that. Remember to learn from the experiences and the challenges in particular, and to remember that we are Earth. Whatever we do resonates and infects all our communities and all our environments, everyone around us. So yes, we have that power, and we are powerful through our actions and through our thoughts. So let's ask the Oracle of Agartha. Check the time. Good, we have good timing. For any further information that we need for this new moon, this is the deck that I'm using from a person that I really love and I admire a lot, which is Lumineuse. She's French, and she does a lot to help people through those times of change. So let's see what they have, what the people of Inner Earth have for us today. My God, this thing is so mind-blowing. All right, so the card that came up was the inner temple. Like, seriously. Okay. It's the ancient Toltecs, and I think what we see is a seed blossoming, which is so, so, so in tune with the new moon concept. But let's see exactly what they say before we start interpreting. So I'll be translating directly. So, okay. The inner temple. The foundations of a new era, of a new civilization, of a new humanity can be found anywhere else than in the human themselves. By deploying our inner resources, we have spread on earth in our time a model of prosperous existence and a holy model that inspired other people on earth. To build anew, you must erect in your own inner temples. To build anew, you must erect it in your own inner temples and become inspirers. We would like to remind you today that the bearers of the new models of life must be the founders of those models. If you want to see things come out of earth, you must be the one who seeds them. Getting goosebumps. The ascension key is connect your deep inspirations to your actions so that you can see blossom what you have in you on earth. This is incredibly precise and so attuned to this moon. I'm in awe. Thank you. Thank you. These are the ancient Toltecs. Thank you very much. All right. Let's go to the meditation. I will be sharing some music. Find a comfortable position. We'll be sitting down. You should be hearing it. It's a little bit low, but do you hear it? Okay, great. Okay, sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Make sure you have a posture where your spine is vertical. And take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. One more time, take a deep breath in. Hold your breath and gather all the tensions, physical, emotional, mental, and release that with your breath through the mouth. One last time. Inhale deeply. Fill up to the max. Hold. And exhale. Come back to normal breathing. And we're going to start by massaging our body, establishing a very deep and intimate contact through our skin with every part of our body. We start with the feet. You can massage touch, caress, whatever feels right. Establishing a very deep contact with yourself through the skin, gathering information about the temperature, the texture of your skin, the softness, whether it's more flesh or more bone, and very gently, very amorously, we recognize our body through this loving touch. We acknowledge its presence. We acknowledge our temple, the one that holds our existence here in this incarnated body, this incarnated reality. With your intention, send all the love through your touch, the kindness, the gratitude, the forgiveness, the recognition of all the perfect design, organization, functioning of your entire body. And when you're finished, come back to stillness, eyes closed. Keep your body still, breathing gently through the nose at the inhale and the exhale. And with our mind's eye, we're going to start exploring our body from the outside towards the inside. I bring my awareness to my skin, the living boundary where I meet the world. I notice the touch of the air, the temperature outside, where my clothes are touching. I scan the front of my body, the back, the left side, the right side, and I feel my skin like the topsoil of earth, like the crust. It's porous, it's protective, it's intelligent. I soften my forehead, my eyelids, my cheeks. I relax my jaws. I widen the collarbones, soften the belly. Release the lips, the thighs, the calves and the feet. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I sink my awareness inwards into my muscles. I feel the muscles under my skin, like tectonic plates moving. I release my neck and shoulders. I allow my upper back to open up and widen. My chest softens. I allow my arms and hands to grow heavy, to get attracted by gravity. My abdomen, pelvic floor, relax. With each exhale, I release tension from my entire body, from the muscles in particular. And I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I sink one deep layer below, sensing the fascia, the silk sheet that connects everything. I imagine it as a tissue network of mycelium or of ley lines under the land. I feel the glide between layers, separated by the fascia, front to back, head to toe, skin to core. If you feel that your body needs to micro-adjust, allow it to do so. And notice the long arc connections from your jaw to your abdomen, from your diaphragm to your pelvis, from your soles to your crown. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And we go one layer deeper, bringing our attention to the blood, the veins, the arteries, and feel them branching like rivers, carrying life through your entire body. Constantly nourishing your cells and constantly gathering the waste to be released back and recycled. Inhale and fresh rainfall enters your body. exhale and the rivers empty and clean your cells. Feel the pulse of your blood in your wrists, throat, behind the knees, in your ankles. The flow of life pulsating through you in the same way of water, the giver of life, flows in rivers on earth. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And we go one layer deeper to connect with our organs. I inhale deeply and feel my lungs expand and receive oxygen, light, life force, prana. In the same way as forests and plankton breathe in, and I exhale, feeling my entire body being purified and sharing that air with the very forests and plankton that are the very lungs of Earth. And I notice how my lungs, how the structure that allows air to flow, to come in through the nose and get into my blood, how this very structure looks exactly like a tree, mirroring not only the function of forests, but also their shape and form. And I place my attention on my heart. And I sense it as a warm sun, the planetary core of my body. The origin of my magnetic field. And with each beat, my field of coherence expands around me. This is my center of gravity. Gravity as love, as attraction, as the source of movement in life on Earth. And I connect to my stomach, the soil that receives. Place my attention on that organ, which, like moist earth, receives, breaks down, and nourishes. And I move my attention to my spleen and pancreas, the ones that harvest vitality and distribute sweetness and steadiness in my body. And I move to my liver, the wetlands of transformation, the ones that filter, transform, clear. The one that holds my dreams. And I offer space and gratitude. And to my gallbladder, I recognize the fine network of canals that help me make choices and help my choices flow. Mirroring my path with every node as a choice point, a moment to make decision. My small intestine, the one that helps me discern, the long garden bed, when I can sort and assimilate, releasing what I don't need, and keeping what nourishes me. And I move to my large intestine, my compost field, where I release what's complete for it to be recycled, making room for the new. I place my attention in my lower back, in my kidneys, the two mountain springs, storing and purifying my waters. Take a deep breath in, showering them with kindness. My bladder, my river channel, the one that guides the waters outward, direct and clear. I place my attentions on my genitals, my seed vault, the fertile plain where creation can happen. The warm, creative space that I hold within. And I move up to my brain, my sky field, where thoughts flicker like lightning. The blue skies of peace of mind. Lengthen your back, soften the scalp, inviting spacious sky. And I turn to my bones, the mountains within me, the bedrock of minerals that I hold within. the ones that hold the weight of the world in silence, with strength. The marrow inside the bones, the inner fire of the minerals, the hidden phosphorescence of Earth's core, the deep place where blood is born, the place of my inner alchemy, where light rises from stone. And crowning my entire bone structure, my skull, the crystalline quartz cavern that protects and holds the lightning sky of the mind. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I recognize that I am Earth. I am the temple. I feel the resonance of these words through my skin, muscles, blood, bones, marrow, and organs. I sense the perfection of my body. Each cell, each organ, each breath, each heartbeat in its sacred harmony. And I understand that this body is designed as a temple for the light of the divine to dwell in. Place my attention on my sacral bone, the very bottom of my spine. And I feel, imagine or see a light rising from there along my spine. Creating a sacred pillar of light. I feel my ribs curve like arches of stone. Creating a sanctuary for my divine flame in my heart. I see the skull above like the dome, crowning the temple. And in the center of that temple, in my chest, in the Holy of Holies, in the heart, burns a flame, eternal and luminous. The flame of spirit within me. And I understand that this is where I get my inspiration from. This is where my essential longings, desires, impulses come from. This is where the blueprint of my being dwells, the design that I have come to incarnate. This is the key to the next step of my evolution. I imagine, feel, see myself stepping towards this flame, bringing my breath, devotion and care to tend to it and to tend to this temple. And as I tend to the flame, it grows brighter, clearer, stronger, filling my entire body, my entire temple with golden light. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I allow that light to grow from within, to fill up every space within my body, every corner of my temple, and to radiate from there. I surrender to the light of inspiration within, understanding that this is my compass for my growth and evolution. I understand that as I offer my devotion to the light within, I commit to embody it in every breath, in every action, knowing that the challenges I may meet are gifts of growth. I am the change in every breath and every action. I am the earth in constant transformation. I am the flame of spirit in service to all. I am. And I calibrate with the nasal sound. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Come back here and now. And I start to move my body, to stretch. And when I'm ready, I can open my eyes. thank you once again for being here with me for this moon cycle. I hope you had a good meditation, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Ciao, ciao.